So guys, make sure to stay until the end, because if you make one common mistake, you may end up spending thousands of dollars on parts diagnostics that you may need. Make sure to stay until the end, we will explain what it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Electrical Car Repair Live. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a Dodge Challenger this generation here from year 2014 to year 2024. If you guys have a warning on the dash that says service shifter, stay with us, we'll explain what it is, guys. That could be super simple fix that some people ignore. We'll explain what it is, and often you don't need to spend much money to fix it. It could be, of course, something else. We'll talk about that. But in addition, if you need to buy replacement parts to use at a good price, we'll share the information in the video for your convenience. So let's start on it now. So before we start, guys, let us tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart. We show you how to fix transmissions, engines, bodywork, electrical components, fuses, relays. Why we do all that, guys? Because our mission at the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these free videos. We have, guys, more than 15,000 free repair videos on our YouTube channels that can practically, guys, save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. And if you need to buy parts, tools at a good price, quick shipping, we'll put the links in the description of the video below for your convenience. So guys, if you have that warning that says service shifter, multiple things can cause that now. Guys, let's explain what it is, but first thing you want to check is fuses, relays for the transmission, okay, transmission control module, some other ones as well. You need to go ahead, guys, okay, and open the hood. When you open the hood, you need to face the engine. You may have V6, V8, it will be the same for both. The main engine fuse box is on the left side facing the engine. Press the tabs together, pull the cover up, and you're going to find a fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we guys continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. It is, guys, very important to test fuses and relays. On those fuses you cannot clearly see if they're burnt or not, especially you can see in the J-case fuses as well. And if you guys assume, okay, let's say you remove a fuse, you look at it and you assume, guys, that it's actually a good fuse, but it's actually a bad fuse, sometimes you cannot clearly see that. What can easily happen, guys, at that point, you can put the bad fuse in and you start replacing parts and tools that you don't need to, so you lose your time, you lose your money to fix a problem that doesn't exist, when all we had to do is test the fuse and replace it. We'll put a link to a special video that will teach you how to test fuses, how to check relays very easily as well, guys. So check it out, it will be in the description of the video below. So guys, what do we need to check now? Multiple, okay, fuses, relays. Starting here, the first thing you want to check is actually, guys, fuse 29. We're talking about that fuse right here. You want to check fuse 39, right, 31, 34, 35, check these fuses as well. You want to check fuse 37 right here as well, very important fuse. After that, guys, you need to check relay 44 right there. Okay, check that relay. Next, you need to open the trunk. In the trunk you have another fuse box. Lift up the carpet liner, underneath you have the spare tire, that's the car battery. Behind it you have a fuse box here, that's a closer look. Press the tabs together, pull the cover up, and you have that layout here. Specifically here, guys, we need to check one more fuse, and that's known as fuse number 26, guys. So fuse 26, some of you will, some of you will not have it. That's 27, 26 will be right here. If you have it, check it as well. Now, if you have problems with the transmission, other things that we see quite often, guys, come, I'll show you something this way. We're gonna get the light for the camera, and I want to show you something on the brake paddle. That's something most people never think about. In order to shift the transmission shifter, you know how you have to press the brake pedal, then you need to apply, okay, the button here and shift it, right? But guys, why you press the brake pedal? You see that's your brake pedal right here. Okay, now let's go from underneath. Perfect, just like that. That device right there, that's a brake light switch. If we press the brake pedal, watch how it moves. It registers that you press the brake pedal. It sends that information to the transmission control module, powertrain module. If the brake the brake light switch is bad, you may get these problems, guys. So in that case, what you need to do, test brake light switch. We have videos on our YouTube channels how to do that. Next, brake light switch might be good, but even if you install a new one, you often need to calibrate it on these new vehicles. If you want to see how to calibrate brake light switch, we'll have videos on our YouTube channels. Next, guys, if the brake light switch is good, you tested it, everything's fine, what else can cause that? Now, you want to inspect and make sure you don't have traction control, stability control, ABS lights on. If you do, check fuses and relays for the ABS module. We will have the video on the channel. This is ABS module, guys. This is the computer. It works together with the transmission. That module, guys, okay, that module is quite complicated. We had problem where the transmission couldn't shift, stuck in park. We got all kind of warnings because of a bad ABS module as well. That's the one that we actually replaced on a Dodge vehicle, guys, because of that. So we had to replace it, program it, and we fixed it that way. If you want to see how to replace ABS module, how to program it, we'll have videos on our YouTube channels. Next, that's your shifter, guys, here, right? The shifter, it doesn't have a cable like it used to back in the day. Okay, you have wires right here, okay, and then you have this wire right there. So, and one practically you have right here as well. That goes, guys, okay, to the switch. Okay, now you can see that's a locking solenoid right here. And if that shifter, guys, okay, if that shifter wire is disconnected, that can cause these problems too. Sometimes it could be a bad shifter, but always remove the console, inspect the shifter, make sure everything's plugged in. We had a case where a wire came loose, we got a message, service shifter, transmission problems, it was stuck, we couldn't shift it because of that. Next, guys, okay, we tested ABS modules, fuses, relays, transmission relays. Another thing that you may need to consider checking, okay, at that point, will be, even before you start anything else, I would recommend car battery. Now, guys, we have a special video about symptoms of bad car battery on Dodge Challenger that teaches you how to test your battery the correct way. If you do it the wrong way, you may think you have a good battery, the engine computer may think you have a good battery, but unstable voltage can cause transmission to be chaotic, and we've seen people replacing transmissions when all they had to do is test the battery the correct way, replace it, and that fixed the problem. Believe it or not, we've seen people spending $5,000 to $10,000 on new transmissions. Another thing, guys, after that, the battery is good. If it's still not fixed, okay, at that point you will need to, guys, get a scanner, retrieve the codes from the engine computer, transmission control module, see what codes you have. That will tell you, okay, what exactly is happening, and you will know it could be just a shifter solenoid causing that. If you want to see how to test transmission solenoid, how to replace transmission solenoid on a car, it's not too complicated. We'll have videos on our YouTube channels that will teach you how to do that step by step, guys. But that will be a little bit more complicated. We just hope it's bad battery, brake light switch, or a fuse in most cases. So if you have that warning message that says service transmission shifter, guys, another thing that we need to check right here now, guys. Okay, on the transmission, you have one lever right here that just moves up and down, right? Okay, it doesn't have practically, okay, that's not the shifter. The shifter is electronic, but it attaches to that cable right here. What it does, this cable is under the shifter, and this is the override cable for the shifter. You can pull that thing and manually engage the transmission to go into gears. But now, guys, okay, if that one is stuck, sometimes the plate will be bent here. What will happen, people will actually, guys, tow the vehicle or something. They will damage it when they try to release it, and it might be stuck in the wrong position. So inspect that cable too. Next, you want to test your car battery immediately. That will be the first step, guys. These new vehicles, they have up to 40-50 different computers that work together, modules. And when they don't get that stable voltage power, things go nuts in a vehicle nowadays. Especially BMWs, Mercedes, sometimes they don't even shift. They're completely paralyzed because of a bad battery, even though the vehicle sometimes starts. You get all kind of random messages too. So always, guys, test your car battery. We'll have the video on the channel how to do that step by step. So guys, this Dodge Challenger has all kinds of different fuses and relays. Those could be really hard to find if you're in the middle of nowhere. We'll guys put a link in the description of the video below where you can get some spare ones put in the glove box, because one time we needed a spare, we couldn't find one, and we were stuck in the middle of nowhere because of that, guys. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.